Chandra Jaya Prabha Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So I will continue reading. After hearing Sri Ramananda Rai expound upon the proper execution of a regulated life, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that such a life is simply external. I will show the from Chaitanya Charitamrita. How Mahaprabhu just okay, let's not open that chapter. Never mind. Mahaprabhu, as Sri Ramananda Rai gives the first explanation, Mahaprabhu listens and then he says, Aro bolo, tell me more. This is fine. This is fine. This is external. Eta bahio. This is external. Tell me more. What else is there? So here, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that such a life where one is properly executing all the prescribed duties and living a regulated life, all that is simply external. Indirectly, he asked Sri Ramananda Rai to describe something superior to such an external exhibition. Formal execution of rituals and religion is useless unless it is aimed at attaining the perfection of devotional service. Lord Vishnu is not satisfied simply by a ritualistic adherence to Vedic instructions. He is actually pleased when one attains the stage of devotional service. According to the verse cited by Sri Ramananda Rai, one can rise to the point of devotional service by ritualistic performance. In the Bhagavad Gita 18.45 and 46, Sri Krishna, who appeared in order to deliver all the classes of people, states, Sve Sve Karma Sve Sve Karmanya Virataha Samsiddhim Labhate Naraha Swakarma Nirataha Sinthim Yatha Vindati Tachrinu Yataha Pravrittir Bhutanam येन सर्वम इदं ततं स्वकर्मणा तम अभ्यर्च्य सिद्धिं विन्दति मानवः. A human being can attain the highest perfectional stage of life by worshipping the Supreme Lord, from whom everything has emanated through his occupational duties. This is the verse from which Ramananda Rai was quoting and explaining in the beginning. This perfectional process was followed by great devotees like Bodhayan, Tanka, Dramida, Guhadev, Kapardi, and Bharuchi. All these great personalities followed this particular path of perfection. The Vedic injunctions also aim in this direction. Sri Ramananda Rai wanted to present these facts before the Lord, but apparently, mere discharge of ritualistic duties is not perfection. Therefore, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that it was external, indicating that if a man has a material conception of life, this is called Pavarga. Pavarga is all the four things that dharma, artha, kam, moksha. This is material concept. Moksha means what? To get liberated, and then of course from there again next stage of moksha, all that. But still, it is material conception of life. So Mahaprabhu was indicating that if a man has a material conception of life, he cannot attain the highest perfection, even if he follows all the ritualistic regulations. This is the first discussion. With that, we come to the end of chapter 27 and we move to the chapter number 28. Relationship with the Supreme. So this is the next topic they start discussing upon. So Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he rejected the statement that was cited by Sri Ramananda Rai from the Vishnu Puran, because the Lord wished to reject a class of philosophers who are known as Mimamshakas. Mimamshaka. The followers of Karma Mimamsha philosophy, they teach that God is subject to one's work. People say karma hi dharma. These mimamshak people, they think that karma is God. So just do your karma properly and you will please God. No need to separately, there is no need to worship a form of Lord, but do your karma properly. This is their philosophy. So they try to teach that God is subject to one's work. Whatever is your karma. If you are a householder, do it properly. If you are a this, do it properly. So like that. But Mahaprabhu, he wanted to reject this class of philosophers that no, simply karma is not sufficient. Simply doing or following all the regulated. There are many classes of men who follow very strictly different rules and regulations. They also follow the four regulative principles strictly, and they have a even for if they lie during the whole year, if they have lied to anybody, if they have spoken a lie, then on one day they will apologize to all those people whom they have lied to. So like that they do so many tapasya and all, but they don't believe in the ultimate the ultimate philosophy, that is devotional service. They don't believe in devotional service of God. They don't believe in um, the the supreme form of the Lord. They just do their karma. They just do all these four regulative principles they follow. They also don't eat onion and garlic, but they will not offer it to Krishna because they are lacking in devotional service. There is no concept of devotional service. They don't believe in devotional service. They are cooking exactly the way the devotees cook, and but the devotees they offer to Krishna. But these people, they will cook because onion garlic is tamasic and rajasic. So to keep a regulated life, to keep your senses in control, you should not eat this, you should not eat that. Same things they will follow. They will not eat masoor dal, they will not eat mushrooms. But there is no concept of devotional service. Therefore, all that they have cooked is never offered to Krishna, is never offered to God. Therefore, whatever they're eating is again, they're verily eating only sin, as Krishna says. So so their conclusion is that if one works nicely, then God is bound to give good results. Thus, from the statement of the Vishnu Puran cited by Sri Ramananda Rai, one might conclude that Vishnu, the Supreme Lord, has no independence but is bound to award a certain kind of result to the worker. But actually, the Lord is independent. Is Swarat is independent and is not obliged to award us with any kind of result just because we have worked in certain manner or something. He's completely independent. Such a dependent God becomes subject to the worshipper, according to those philosophers. These people, Karma Mimamsha philosophy. Such people, they feel that dependent God is the subject to the worship. It becomes subject to the worshipper who accepts the Supreme Lord as both impersonal and personal as he wishes. Whenever they want, they can consider that Lord to be impersonal. If they want, okay, they may also consider him consider a personal form of the Lord also. Actually, the Karma Mimamsha philosophy stresses the impersonal feature of the Supreme Absolute Truth. Because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not like such impersonalism, he rejected it. Tell me if you know something beyond this conception of the Supreme Absolute Truth, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. Sri Ramananda Rai understood the purpose of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and after stating that it is better to give Krishna the results of fruitive activities, he quoted a verse from the Bhagavad Gita 9.27. Yat karoshi yad ashnasi yad juhosi tadasi yat tapasyaisi konteya tat kurushva mad arpanam. O son of Kunti, Konteya, whatever you do, yat karoshi, whatever you do, yat ashnasi, whatever you eat, yad juhosi, whatever you sacrifice, dadasi, whatever you give away, yat tapasyasi, any austerities if you do, tat kurushva mad arpanam, do that as a, or do that service as dedication to me. Whatever austerity you undergo to achieve some goal, everything should be dedicated to my service. So then this is the next stage. First stage was people will do fruitive activities, whatever they want to do. They are eating meat, they are eating non-veg, they are taking alcohol or whatever, etc., etc. But they will say, okay, I offer all my actions to the Supreme Lord. So they are doing fruitive activities. Of course, uh, such people they don't even offer. This is for those people who are following some kind of regulated life. This is for those people that they are following regulated life, and then whatever regulated life they are following, they are offering the results of those actions to the Supreme Lord, whatever form it is. They don't believe in the concept of the Supreme Lord having this specific form. They don't understand these things. They don't follow these things. They just say, okay, whatever form of the Lord is, the law, there is a higher power. So we are following a regulated life and we are offering our results to that supreme form. That is their mentality, or that is the system that they follow. So the next stage, Ramananda Rai is saying that, okay, the next stage is that whatever you do it as a sacrifice unto me. Do it as a service to me. If you are eating something, you offer it to me. If you are of donating something, you offer it to me. Or if you are doing some austerity, you do it for me. There is a similar passage in Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.36, which states that one should submit everything, all the results of the fruitive activities one performs with their body, speech, mind, senses, intelligence, soul, and modes of nature. Everything that one is performing should be offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, however, also rejected the second statement also. This is Sri Ramananda Rai is quoting Krishna's words. But Mahaprabhu is rejecting that also, saying that if you know of something higher, tell me that. This is also okay, but not this is not the ultimate. Tell me what is higher than this. Offering everything to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as enjoined by the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, as discussed above, is better than impersonally making the Supreme Lord subject to our work. That is the first argument, not argument, but the first explanation that was given by Ramananda Rai. So this is still better that, okay, you are offering everything to the Lord. Fine. This is at least better than impersonally making that Supreme Lord is subject to our work. Whatever we do, the Lord has to award us. If I'm doing an austerity, if I'm not eating for 10 days and fasting, then Lord is obliged to offer me with good results. No, that is not true. But it is still short of surrendering to the Supreme Lord, because there is no surrender. I'm still doing whatever I want to do and expecting that Lord must reward me because I am doing good work. Second is whatever I want to eat, whatever I want to do, only that I'm offering to Lord. But there is no surrender. It is not what God wants me to do. That concept has still not come here. But it is better than this impersonally making Lord the subject to our work. But it is still short of surrendering to the Supreme Lord. A worker's identification with material existence cannot be changed without proper guidance. Such fruitive activity will continue one's material existence, even if one is offering the results and fruits to the Supreme Lord. But because they are simply in the materialistic concept of life, they are doing everything for themselves, they are in the center. Krishna is not in the center. Therefore, their material existence will continue. There is no hope for them to come out of it. A worker is simply instructed here to offer the results of his work to the Supreme Lord, but there is no information given to enable one to get out of that material entanglement. Arey, why should I do this work? There is no information given about that. Therefore, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected this proposal also. And which other proposals Sri Ramananda Rai proposes and what Mahaprabhu says, Krishna willing, we'll continue reading tomorrow and we'll see tomorrow again. So thank you very much, dear devotees, for your kind association. Vanchakalpataryaśya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री श्रीमद शिव जय पताका स्वामी गुरु महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि। थैंक यू।